folks, welcome back to another video, and first and foremost, happy new year. I haven't uploaded since last year. Yeah, just had to get that out the way. Now, as you will remember, the Bluetooth is about to come on, this car was supposed to be getting mapped. It is mapped, it's on a base tune, because as usual, whenever I do any sort of modifications to this car or I change anything about it, it likes to always kick up a fuss. Even when we were at stage 2, we had a sticking caliper of all things. Might as well pop the bonnet and give you guys a quick recap, because it has been, what, like 11 days, so, you know, fast-paced world. Right, so, very ticky as usual. We'll stand a bit back. Venom 550 hybrid turbo, Autotech high pressure fuel pump internals. We changed the intake to a Turbo Technics intake hose with the larger kind of outlets. Still on a stock gearbox. Now, the last time the car was on the channel was me waiting for it to get tuned. I left it at MRC. We got a booking slot, I think it was around 17, 18. They had a bit of time to get on the dyno after hours. So I headed down, all excited, thinking we're going to make a bunch of power today, as usual. And I had the sort of video ready to go. But after about 3 dyno pulls, we started getting a bit of clutch slip. I know what you're thinking, hold on, you fitted a clutch that should handle the torque. Yes, that is the case, but unfortunately, with a manual car, it isn't always as straightforward. There's something called a bedding in procedure, which I think I might have jumped the gun on a bit. Now, I did do about 650 miles before I dropped it back after the clutch was installed. The instructions say between 500 and 1,000, and yeah, I thought it'd be fine. Some of that 650 was on the motorway, I'd say around 150-ish as an approximate guess. So the advice I was given was to do more miles. That's what I've been doing for the last kind of 2.5 weeks, I'd say, and it all has to be inner city. So I've probably done just over 500 now. It's crazy, I don't know how I've managed it, but yeah, I've been driving around pointlessly just to get this thing done. And I can gladly say I can't experience no slip anymore. Started feeding in the power more and basically giving it some, because you're not meant to do any of it during the braking procedure. And in the same situation as those dyno pulls are fought flat out in obviously the Autobahn, there's no slip anymore. So I think we're all sorted in regards to that, and that's why we left on a base tune, amongst a few other things like the fact the car just switches off on its own. Yes, you heard that correct, it does decide to switch off on its own. Can't really figure out why. It might be a crank sensor, but yeah, all of these little things were just kind of a motivation for leaving on a base tune, me going out doing some miles on it, and yeah, I think the car's all good now. So what we're going to do today is we're going to go for a little drive and show you what 430 PS is like. Have a little quick update video. I thought we'd have a bit of fun. The weather's been shocking for the last few weeks, but we've got blue skies today. I am going to be doing an update video soon on whatever is here now, because I feel like we need to get rid of some cars. I have had also a few other changes in here. For example, we've got a new gauge, which is from the guys at Vektor. Now, Evolve Automotive supply these here in the UK, and they fitted it. You can do a number of things. You've got coding, you can clear error codes, service intervals. The dash here also tells you various parameters, so I can have IATs always on the dash, oil temp, water temp, obviously real water temp, boost pressure, speedo, various little things. It's a nice bit of kit. I'll put a link to it down below in the description. And yeah, I can gladly say that it finally sounds a bit more tamed back with the new resonator. Ooh, nice RS e-tron there. Right folks, we made it to some country roads. The car's got here in one piece. A cloud has emerged. Seems to drive very nice, this thing, I'll be honest. I definitely do not regret getting a manual, even though every day is a school day. Go for it now. You've probably noticed something. It's now got a traction for like an old edition 30. It's obviously got old bushes and stuff, but look. Now, initially I wasn't going to plan this kind of half base tune kind of video, because I thought it's a bit of a flop. I haven't really got anywhere near the limits of the Venom 550, or it's not a proper tuning video as I like to do them with all the detail and stuff. But then I thought, hold on, surely I should be giving you guys some tips based on my experiences, because obviously I've never had an operating clutch or anything like that in my cars before, so I sort of jumped the gun a bit in the way of bedding it in, thinking, oh, just do the mileage. Obviously I'm not a fool, I did do a bunch of it in town driving, but I thought, you know what, let me just do this, get it done, and it'll all be fine. But it goes to show you do need to take your time with these things. See, it's violet. All the power's at the top end of the RPM, because we've left it that way for now. As I said, it's base tune, it's 430 horsepower, but with only 400 newtons at the minute, on purpose, so it's very easy on the whole car whilst we're just fixing the teething issues. But I think this thing's ready to go back on the dyno now. Back in a second, it should make quite a bit of a racket. Let's go. It sounded horrendous before, but this resonator and the Venom. Yeah, what a car. Just a right amount of overrun as well. Windows given up, but then the seals started whistling now. See, I've left traction on because I love that sound. If I turn it off, it will happily spin all its wheels. This is a bass tune, folks. I don't understand how it's going to be like when it's actually got the complete map on it. I imagine a bit too violent. Even as it is with the bass tune, when it gets in boost, this thing feels quicker than my RS3 when it was stock. Alignment's a bit sketchy. So yeah, don't be like Hamza. Take your time with things and the car will perform in the end. I have also got a bunch of handling parts to go in the car. I've been accumulating them. I've got the aluminium subframe, got some aluminium arms, operated bushes, anti-roll bars as well, because all this car has, well I say all, it's got the B16 coilovers and the wave track diff. And apart from that, everything else is old. I know it's a bit out of character for me because I love changing stuff like bushes and all that stuff. I did it on the Mark V, but I wanted to do like a full-on video addressing the wheel hop because this thing, as you can see, is a bit of a nightmare. But it's probably the most kind of, I don't know what to say, I mean, it's definitely the most fun I've had in a while in a car, simply because of how sketchy it is. It's like all over the place. And when that Venom kicks in, my god. And I say when it kicks in, we're barely even like above standard IS38 power, so yeah, fair play. In terms of pushing the turbo, there is going to be a few limitations. Main thing is obviously we're on a stock GTI block. Second thing is we have got stock map sensors in there. I do need to get the operated one so we can push past 2 bar. I think we're on 1.6 at the minute. As I said, the tuning session was very brief. Most fun nightmare of a car I've had. I bet you some of these GoPros are going to start moving from the violence. PS4S are just about coping. See, the amount of pace it does get when it does get into boost, it wouldn't really make any sense to turn traction off because it is managing it. It's actually pretty good. I don't know if I'll shut up. See how it's not cutting it, it's more like feathering it in. So I don't know if MRC's done anything with that or that's just standard how they are, but I remember with my Edition 30 the traction was mapped. It feels exactly the same. Okay, missed the cog there. Got a bit carried away. There's no doubt in my mind that GTI is still one of the best cars to drive on a back road, within reason. It's just the perfect size. It's all you need, man. Flying. But yeah, all jokes aside, car's working good now, as you've seen. I don't really push my car unless I know it's working okay. So this has been the combination of about 2.5, 3 weeks now of testing. That's why I'm pushing it in today's video, because I know it'll be okay. But I thought, you know, do a general update, have a little blast, and tell you what we're doing next, which is we're going to obviously get back on the dyno. Just take my advice on board if you have got a manual build or anything. If you are going to change your car dramatically from the OE setup, give it time to bed in and adapt to it. But yeah folks, if you enjoyed today's video, make sure you drop a like. Happy New Year again. Make sure you subscribe for a lot more content to come. And yeah, I'll see you in a few days time for the next one. Lag. Then it goes. I might leave the lag in there. That's not how it's meant to be, but I think I might ask for it.